Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Some exciting things been going on. I went over to where the Super Bee is, and the exhaust is getting put on that. It was up on a lift, got to look it over on a lift. I'm really excited to get that car back and actually be able to drive it. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Car itself needed some wiring done on it, and the guy that built the engine is putting the exhaust on, going to put the final tune in it. It was nice to see the car up on the hoist. The exhaust is on it. Needs to be welded up yet. All the gauges in it. He's going to get them all working. I had to buy a couple new ones. I had the original horns off the car sitting here in my toolbox, and didn't even think about taking them over there. And he's like, I need the horns for it. And I was like, okay. Well, I was talking to my wife. She wants Roadrunner horns on a Super Bee, which, okay, that's fine. Nothing that's anything factory about that car. And she thought it would be kind of cool. So it's going to get a Roadrunner horn. But in today's video, I'm going to be working on putting on this right-hand side safety cap. They were out of stock when I bought the left-hand side one. And they got some more in stock at Classic Industries. Now, Classic Industries, as far as I know, is the only place that you can buy these. But I'm not as impressed with this one as I was with the left-hand side one. And I'll kind of show you. I'm going to get it out, open it up a little more, and I'll show you what I'm talking about on that. But so yeah, let's get into this and get this welded on. And I want to be able to get this car back on the rotisserie. I really got to get this car on the rotisserie, get the bottom of it finished up, and I got to weld in the piece inside the car for the back seat, where the braces come down. There's like a, and this is one thing that is different between 4 doors and 2 doors. So I've seen people advertising these speaker trays on eBay out of a 4-door, but they're advertising them for 2-door hardtops. They are not the same, not even close to the same. The back windows are completely different, and also they come down flat to the floor, and a 2-door hardtop, there's a piece that actually brings that out a little bit. So keep that in mind. If you see one of them on eBay for a 4-door, they will not work on a 2-door hardtop or 2-door coupe, either way, because the whole tray, speaker tray, whatever you call it, I always call it a package tray. I don't know why, but that's different. The back window's different, and that's different. I got to get that welded in also. I want to get this undercoating on this car, get it down off the rotisserie onto the suspension, and then it's going to Dad's. And I got to get this shop cleaned up because, believe me, this car has exploded my shop. My shop is a mess. It's a total mess. And I got to get everything back organized again. Then the 57's coming in here. I'm going to be welding the floor in on that car. The Then that will go out to the upholsterer, the guy that did my upholstery on that car, and he's going to put the headliner in. I don't want to weld after the headliner is put in. I want that done, and then so I'm not welding and the fumes are getting into the new headliner. So, like I said, some exciting things going on. Let's get into this, and I'll show you what I'm talking about on this right-hand side. What is different, and I'm not saying it's a deal breaker. I'm just not as impressed with it, I guess. I still think it's a quality item, and I'm not saying it's not. There's just some different things that I see in it that are different. Okay? All right, first things, the other ones, if you look at these mounting spots, this is where the K member mounts to it, and they were welded completely around. So here, it was welded completely around the bolts and everything. Also, I believe that they were welded all the way to the front, and these are not. Yeah, so none of this is a deal breaker. I'm going to end up cutting this thing anyway. I think I cut it here, actually. I think I cut it here so that it would fit up inside. There's like suspension pieces here. And then I cut this out to fit in there, and then I welded that back together once it was in place. But I'm probably going to cut these out. I'm probably going to cut these out also because I really didn't need them on the other one, and I don't need them on this one. And after I got started with it, I really wish I would have just cut these out instead. Which then being welded like this actually makes them easier to cut out. So that is one plus on it, I guess. But well, let's get started on this. I had put the cross member back in because I wasn't sure when they were going to be back in stock. I did not expect them to be in stock this fast, otherwise I wouldn't have. So I got to take that cross member back out, and then I need to grind like these welds off a little bit, grind this off here on the bottom, I think. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do all that, or I'm going to work around that, but anyway. I think on the other side, this piece here actually did not fold around like that. I made a piece that actually went around that on this side. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. But I need to cut out for this area here, all this stuff here. So basically from here and around needs to be cut out. I may just end up cutting this out here where this is at and then welding it to that piece too. I don't know. On the bottom, I'm saying. Maybe I should just cut that whole section out and then weld it back in. I don't know. I got to figure it out. See if I can just slide this thing back. Get that out of my way a little bit. Okay. Be out of there. Needs to be out of there. All right, let's figure out how we're going to do all this. Okay, what I'm doing here is I went and I measured from that hole back. And we're going to go about 13 inches here. That line is terrible. Okay, let's see if we can burn ourselves down here. I got my plasma cutter set at 50. I think should probably be plenty. That's weird. Blow a fuse. Too many amps? Maybe? I have to back that down just a bit. Yeah, we better just hold that down to 20. See how that works. It's hot. Which I really thought it would be, so. Perfect. Grind that off. Grind that off. While I'm here, I might as well just cut that thing out of there. Any of you guys that have one of these little mini grinders and you have a bigger one, don't buy the smaller grinder things. Just use the bigger ones. And then when they go bad, just cut these like that and get the ends cut off of them. And these things with these little squared points on them really cut. Works great. Thinking I'm going to have to cut this out right here. What I'm thinking anyway. I bought this little guy off of Temu. See how it does. Sounds pretty good. I'm waiting for the end to blow up on me. Not the actual, just the disc. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to go on the inside to cut the other one up. That thing actually worked pretty good for, I don't know, a little bit of nothing off of Temu. Temu is one of them things where you get started in it and you're like, man, I should have never started that, because they are constantly sending stuff to you and you're like, wow, that's cheap. Kind of like Harbor Freight. You go to Harbor Freight and you're like, wow, that's cheap. Well, I did that without killing myself, so that's a plus. I was really proud of this when I put this in here. Now I'm just cutting it out. Okay, so I ended up cutting this bottom piece a little bit. Now I got to cut this piece here a little bit because it's not wanting to go far enough forward. So I'm going to go cut this real quick and we'll fit this back up in there. Okay, so this, I remember now doing this on the other side. This would not, this needs to be cut out along this thing here. So that it'll fit up into place. You also need to take out, I also need to take this out. But this side here will not go up in there because of this. So this is causing a gap here. which the gap actually is starting way up here. And then this piece here, I will end up cutting and it'll go back inside here. But I got to cut, well, I got to reverse here. So I basically got to mark it where it needs to be. And I believe I just went over top of this. So went up like this. I can't remember. I don't think it sat in underneath that either. I think I did all that after I had the other piece in there. But right now, I need to worry about cutting that. So let's mark that. And again, this is not apt to be perfect. Just close. Okay. Got Dad banging away back there. He's going to be making some noise, but that'll be all right. Start tacking this thing in, pounding it in. We'll be making noise with a hammer too, I guess. Still not very good at welding uphill though. Yeah, kind Okay, I kind of ran out of welding gas when I did that, so as you can see, the car is back up on the rotisserie. I did paint this with some rust decapitator, and then I put black paint over top of it also, just mainly to keep it from flash rusting. Um, I'm gonna, this will all be painted the citron yellow color. And I'm going to paint the car. But anyway, so yeah, here is the cap after we got it put in, or after I got it put in, I guess. Dad was banging away on the rear fender there. But in the middle of welding it, I ran out of gas, and I usually do everything on the weekend, so I just can't run down and get another bottle of gas right away. So I went and got some more gas and finished it up and put the cross member on, which is just being held on by some cheap bolts. I've got original style bolts for it. The ones that were in it were so rusty that they were so rusty that couldn't really couldn't reuse them again. That's why I thought that these mounts were going to be more rusty than what they were, but they weren't bad. Welds turned out okay, but anyway, so been playing around with some different paints and stuff, and going to be making a video on that. I'm going to be painting the underside of this car. Got to get it finished up and ready to go. But anyway, so yeah, it's back up on the rotisserie. Both frame rails are in. So hopefully this will add even a little more strength to it. A little bit of overkill for this car. I mean, the frame rails are pretty good anyway. I just wanted the car to be a little stiffer. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and give me a thumbs up, like, share, all that good jazz. And thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day.